Hello, thank you for tuning in today. See what I did there, tune in, virtual, yeah. So today we have the Dodge Neon SRT-4, and as you can see by the comment that was definitely to start this video because I will remember to put it in. I forgot one time, but it's fine. This was a recommended car by a regular viewer of the channel, so thank you for the recommendation, and thank you to anyone else who wants to recommend a car or has previously recommended a car. It gives me kind of something to do if I can't think, so thank you. So I think it's just time to kind of just get started talking about the car, isn't it? So the Dodge Neon was first introduced in 1994 with a concept being shown in 1991. The first generation lasted from 94 till 1999. I was going to say 99, but yeah. Then the second generation started in 2000 and lasted till 2006, with the SRT-4, which is the one in this video, being introduced in 2003 and lasted till 2006. It's kind of a theme, isn't it? You know, you got a Suzuki Ignis 2003 to like 2005. It's kind of cool. And then the third generation of Neon, which I'm not a big fan of, as you will see by my description, started in 2016 till present day, and it's disgusting and should be forgotten about, and it's based on a Fiat, since Fiat and Chrysler work together and slap the badges on anything that the other company makes and doesn't want to be released in that country under a certain nameplate. You know, you've got like the Fiat vans that look like Ram vans and Vauxhall vans and all that fun stuff, and the Fiat or Chrysler that's based on I don't know, it's like a Lancia based on a Chrysler 300. But I'll be focusing on the second generation since that's my favourite, and it's also the one that the SRT-4 is based on. Oh, and on the subject of rebadging, you also have the Chrysler Neon and Plymouth Neon, which are the same as a Dodge Neon, just probably for different markets and different price points. And as far as I can tell, there's no difference between them. So, yes. The Dodge Neon never came to the UK. Instead, us Brits got the Chrysler Neon, which is basically the same car but boring because it's not a Dodge and it's not left-hand drive. Also, the UK never got the SRT-4 variant of anything, so the UK got nothing that anyone likes apart from the Chrysler Neon, which isn't even left-hand drive, and we didn't even get the SRT-4. I don't really see the point. And if you see an SRT-4 in the UK, it's been imported since they were never sold by dealers in this country, which kinda sucks. This car, the SRT-4, is loved by quite a lot of people. I found this out while researching, and I can kind of see why. It's quite powerful, as you'll see later on in the video when I go through the specifications. I can see why they understand, like why they like the SRT-4, but maybe the ordinary one's reliable or something. I've only ever seen one Neon, and it was a Chrysler and beat to death. Also, in Canada, the car was called the Dodge SX 2.0. Anyways, it's probably time to move on since I'm already like 3 minutes 20 seconds and I've not even got halfway through the script, so we need to sort of get a move on. The SRT-4 was a very capable car. It could do 0 to 62 miles an hour in 5.6 seconds. I was going to say 0 to 62 miles an hour in 100 kilometers, which wouldn't quite make sense, would it? 230 horsepower is how much it had, and a top speed of 153 mile an hour, which is probably like 240 kilometers an hour, which is very, very good for a car of that era, especially since it was reasonably priced too. It could also be a modern hot hatch today, such as the 2014 Mark 7 Golf GTI, or well, first generation Mark 7 Golf GTI, however long those model years were, which is impressive to be honest. It's kind of a shame that the UK didn't get it, because I would quite like one. It was front wheel drive and had a 5-speed manual transmission paired with a 2.4 litre engine, so it was quite the driver's car. And you know, since working on this car, the SRT-4 has really grown on me. It looks kind of aggressive and sporty, and I'm happy it got recommended. I also think the edit I did turned out pretty well. Alright, we're rolling through this. So, on to the design of the Neon. I'm just going to say Neon from now on since I can't be bothered saying Dodge Neon, Plymouth Neon, Chrysler Neon, whatever. So the first generation Neon looked very generic and boring. kind of just like the everyday commuter car, roundish headlights, indicators on the inside of the grille that were connected to the lights, and a bubbly style of bodywork that looks like you got some melted metal and dropped like flakes on it or something, I don't know. The second generation looked basically the same, just a bit more refined, bigger lights, redesigned the rear lights. The SRT-4 featured a more aggressive front and rear bumper, and flared side skirts, along with a hood scoop to fit the engine with air. Obviously, it's not going to be J2O. J2O is a drink we get in this country. It's very nice. Back to cars anyway. The third generation just looks like a Fiat Tipo sedan. If you don't know what it is, it's basically just like a Fiat with a back on it, which means it looked awful. So this is a new segment. I'll discuss why I did the changes to the car right here. So the front bumper is damaged so that it gives the car a bit of personality. You know, maybe it's been driven over a curb or through a field, which is why it's got the dirt on, except it's just kind of road grime. I also wanted to make a police chase scene, but I couldn't find any decent pictures. I searched for like an hour before to find a hilly, good perspective picture, or like a hilly road, and nothing came up. So we didn't do a police chase, but I popped a police car in there just as a little bit of a reference to it. So now you know why one's in there. The front mounted exhaust is there because it looks cool and shoots huge flames, which is very cool, and I've always liked the idea of a front mounted exhaust. The Canadian flag is in reference to the viewer, even though it should be an American flag because the car is a Dodge Neon, not a Dodge SX 2.0, I think that's what it was called. The roof box looks cool, so I'll put it on there. Rear arch and wheel gives it some aggression and like power. And I drew the wing because it looks cool. So a lot of these is just because it looks cool. And you can guess why I put the huge side skirt there. Because it looks cool and it also gives the rear arch somewhere to go. Anyways, there isn't much more to say on this car, aside from it sounds like a joy to drive and has kind of got enough power to destroy a lot of cars in its price point, and also cars probably worth double its price point. So it really is quite an impressive car, and it really is a shame that it never came to the UK. But oh well, I'm sure one can be imported relatively easily, just the same as any other car can be. Probably not cheaply, but it's fine. If I was to import one personally, I would definitely black with gunmetal grey wheels, since the black SRT-4s look so very sleek and sort of sleeperish, which means like a car that doesn't look fast but is fast. And they look like they could sort of just be driving around and no one would suspect a thing, but really it could destroy most cars in its category. So thanks for listening. Just a little side note, I do want to get into car journalism, so if you see that on the channel, it's me. It means it's like went successfully, kind of. I've got like some places to do it. And if you don't see it, it probably means I haven't asked. And if you don't see it and I've said I've asked, it's probably not went very well. So thank you for watching the video. There's probably some left, and thank you for listening to me ramble on about the Dodge Neon SRT-4 and Plymouth and Chrysler, even though we didn't get the SRT-4 in this car. Anyway, thanks, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah, bye.
And all I know is you're fine when you do what you do. And babe, I wanna make you mine. When I see those hips move, I'm thinking, damn girl, yeah, just let me be your man, girl. Your blood's running through my veins like it's cocaine. We always move fast, never in the slow lane. Enough foreplay, baby, this my domain. Don't wait, take the wheel and we can go play. Oh, you a bad girl, know what you like, yeah. Said you like your eggs with a little sunny side, yeah. Said you make them beg for seconds every time, yeah. I'm here to feel your legs out, tingle at the night, yeah. And all I know is you're fine when you do what you do. And babe, I wanna make you mine. When I see those hips move, I'm thinking, damn girl, yeah, just let me be your man, girl. She got me all in by the way that she falling down that pole, throwing ones like a